Welcome back to TinyBlueGames. My name's of course Csaw or Chris, and today we're talking about Final Fantasy XIV in 2021. How's it going, everyone? Hopefully you are doing well. I'm doing fairly well as well. Such a weird sentence. I don't know why I've started this way, but we're going with it. First and foremost, I wanted to say, hey, how's it going? It's been a little while. It's not even been that long since I've made a video. I've just been very busy throughout the weeks of February, and I feel like I haven't been on the Discord very much. I haven't been replying to people very much. I haven't been replying to comments very much, and I wanna apologize for that. I also know we haven't had a live stream for February yet. There is still one more weekend. I do plan to do our live stream next weekend. We'll be doing some more main scenario quest content. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll try and push us forward in the main scenario quest, so we're at some exciting fresh stuff for when we get to that live stream. But yeah, we'll have a vote where we decide what time it starts and stuff like usual. That'll probably go out like Wednesday next week, and then we'll have the live stream on this Saturday probably. So that's the plan. But yeah, no live stream today. I'm sorry, it's been a little while since we've done the live stream. I'm excited to jump into it and get into things. But yeah, let's get into today's video. Today's video is another main scenario quest summary story situation. You've maybe seen one video before this where we did the Antitower. That's kind of right in the middle of the story I'm about to tell you today, or even like near the end, because there's a few things we did since our last main scenario story video to that dungeon, and then there's a big scene afterwards. So yeah, there's some interesting stuff, but let's just jump into it. So remember that priest, that was leading people into the vaults? It turns out he wasn't a good guy, which I don't want to say I kind of thought he might not be, but he seemed too interested in us. So he ended up being pretty bad. They took a bunch of hostages in the vault. That situation didn't go very well, and we rushed the vault with everyone, which was pretty cool to do, actually. It was, it was an instance situation, and pretty much everyone of importance came in and worked as a unit, which was really cool. But yeah, what gets pretty crazy is there's a big standoff at the end of this instance, and the priest that is holding a young girl over the side of the building. And in most MMOs, something happens and it's not that intense, but she actually got pushed off in this, and I was like, oh my god, is he gonna kill her? I thought Final Fantasy XIV was going there, but it was just the right moment for our good friend Vidofnir, the dragon, to come and save the girl and make his entrance into Ishgard. It worked super well. There's a lot of talk about if it's going to be received well by the people of Ishgard. There's still obviously a lot of mistrust and stuff like that. And a few people commented kind of on some of my thoughts last video where we're talking about the story, and I was so surprised that we did all this work to save Ishgard, and the city erupted into chaos so quickly. And they pointed out that you can't just change things overnight. A lot of people were used to living a certain way in Ishgard, and certain people were used to having power. Even the people who didn't have power were just used to living by a set of rules that were established, and to go and change that, to have Sir Emmerich be the new head of everything and start shifting things around, makes a fair bit of change, and people just don't like change. So a lot of people point that out, mentioned, hey, it takes time for this stuff to kind of work itself out. Even if on paper it's like this is a clear win for most people, they're not necessarily going to see it. They're just going to see I was living pretty comfortably. I don't want to think of how I fit into this new fabric. And then even less so for the people who were obviously in control and are trying to continue to have that control. So it was a very interesting thing, and I think it really speaks to the fact that Final Fantasy XIV and Square Enix in general, they think a lot about politics in their games. And you could definitely say that certain stories are bogged down with it, where there's a little bit too much political stuff. Maybe near the end of ARR, it got a little too political, where it was, I just want to hit something. But it's kind of nice that they do pay attention to that stuff, and that they're not just, willy-nilly with what happens. Because I think a lot of other games we'll see big shifts happen culturally, or big shifts happen with governments and kings and stuff, and people just adopt it, which is super not what would happen probably in the real world. But yeah, that's what happened there. Vinofir gives a speech. He warns us that Nidhogg has flown off with his brood, which, you know, hasn't really confirmed anything, but that for the time being, that's not our focus. But there's a good chance that Nidhogg's gonna be a character again here, and we're gonna kind of deal with whatever happened to Estinian and sort of really look into that. But that's not the main focus at the moment. The Count will step down to avoid suspicion. So this kind of, it ties into that whole political thing, as a lot of people who were in power, and it's kind of coming out that they might not have, you know, had legitimate reason to be in power. There's a lot of questions surrounding that. So the Count is stepping down, which is both good and bad, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Urangir, or Urangir, I'm super sorry, and the Askians and the Warriors of Darkness are meeting, which is interesting because we're not really sure what's going on and why they all know each other. I don't know, the Warriors of Darkness, there's so many question marks for me right now, and I think that's obviously how it's supposed to be. We kind of just got super introduced to them like quickly, and it's like, here you go, there's these crazy people who are kind of like you but opposites. So there's so many questions I have for it. I'm just going to try and not think about it too much until it's more obvious what's happening. Some really exciting news though, we see Yida and Papalaimo. They're still alive and doing well somewhere, it looks like. It looks like they're part of like an army or something like that. We don't have a ton of information about it though, so it's really hard to say more than, you know, hey, they're alive, but that's already more than we could say before. And really that means we've found a lot of our different friends, which is super exciting. Then finally, we meet with Minfilia's adopted mother, who didn't know she was missing. We have to break that news to her. It's really quite an emotional scene, where you're like, oh no. And, you know, she comes at us about, you know, being her friend and letting this happen, and, you know, we're looking for her. We're trying to figure this out, but it's quite the emotional turmoil being messed up with that. And then finally, we track down Minfilia to the Antitower. The Ethereal Sea is what she's a part of, and the Antitower is the closest point to that. So that's the whole reason we end up going to the Antitower dungeon, to get close to the Ethereal Sea to meet with Minfilia. And that's exactly what happens in this following cutscene. I was smart enough to record my live reactions to it because I knew something crazy was going to happen. It was part of the dungeon recording, and I figured it would just fit better with a video focused on the story. So we'll dive into that live reaction right now. There's always a cutscene. All right, what's the situation? God, this place was so spooky. I swear, if there's another doll, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Oh, we're going into the light. Are we? Or is the light just calling us?
Hear, feel,
Think. Yeah, there we go. There's Hydaelyn.
through time and space hast thou journeyed unto me, as I knew thou wouldst.
Is this Minfilia? She hiding? Oh, yeah, there she is. We found you.
We are the word of the mother. We, who were once called Minfilia.
The word of the... Were once called Minfilia. So she's combined with Hydaelyn?
Much time hath passed for thee since the bloody banquet, since I hearkened to her word. Mother, Hydaelyn, guided me towards Y'shtola and Thancred, that I might be swept up in their flow and delivered unto the Ethereal Sea.
Okay.
There, adrift and alone. Her voice silent once more. I prayed. For those we had lost. For those we can yet save. To her I would make an offering.
Did you offer your body? your life?
We speak now with one voice. One will. One word. Unto thee we bequeath the most precious of gifts, the truth which lieth at the heart of this world.
Okay.
Thus do we beseech thee once more. Hear, feel, think.
Did she give us anything? Or she's still like, we'll just fly around.
Before there was life, in the depths of the Ethereal Sea, light and dark did once dwell as one. But the darkness coveted power, and the balance was broken. Thus was I forced to banish him unto the distant heavens, to forever remain apart, a moon bound.
Okay.
Sundering the star did we cry out, and the barriers twixt planes chanced to falter. Across 10 and 3 were we then divided, reflections of the source, each possessed of a shard.
I'm so confused.
Zodiac longeth to be made whole. For his restoration, for his resurrection, his servants labor without cease. They seek to tear down the barriers which surround the source. Thus do they rejoice in their ardor, in your calamities, for each marks a rejoining.
Okay. I'm so confused. Like, this has made very little sense. It's very pretty up here.
7 times have they succeeded. 7 times hath the darkness grown stronger. 7 times have I failed.
Okay.
The Ascians cannot be suffered to continue. This is my final.
Oh no. Is Hydaelyn dying?
The crystal's power is all but spent. With what remains, I will return you to the shore of the Ethereal Sea.
So the Ascians have almost won. And is Minfilia just lost?
Blessed children, go forth and seek.
Thancred is not going to be happy about this. I can tell you one thing very truly.
Thank the 12. Did you find her? Did you find Minfilia?
We did, kind of. Yeah, sad face. Oh, they're not going to be happy. Yeah, sad music.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh, I don't understand, like, the half of it.
Nor am I. Cryle?
Oh, she looks so sad. Oh, and he's pissed, probably.
As unbelievable as it sounds, I see no reason to doubt her. The word's tale. No one was more sensitive to the will of Hydaelyn than Minfilia. And if Hydaelyn has grown so weak that she can barely make herself heard, it is not hard to see why Minfilia, having joined with her, might struggle to maintain her own form.
What? Why would she need to maintain her own form? Are you saying she's gone?
I think so.
But that cannot be! Not now. Not after all we have accomplished. We were meant to usher in the dawn's light together.
She threw herself on the fire to fuel your dawn's light, boy. You'll just have to usher it in on your own.
Very true. Very wise.
Must you be so ungentle?
Sometimes you need to be ungentle.
Tell me about the Scions, boy.
The scions of the Seventh Dawn lay before Eorzea's salvation. Whenever the realm is threatened, be it by Primal, Ascian, Garlean, or any other, we take up arms in her defense, that all in Eorzea may live to see a brighter tomorrow.
Just the mission statement.
And that's very noble of you. But in chasing after these lofty goals of yours, you seem to have lost sight of some basic truths.
Oh, it's time for some truth talk. Alphino is not going to enjoy this.
To win a war, you must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary, to die. The path you've chosen is paved with the dead. Walk it with your eyes open.
Yeah.
I know the truth of which you speak, and have from the first. If the Ascians will go to any length to resurrect their god, then we must needs be as committed to our cause, to unmask them and their schemes, and to crush them both utterly. Come, there is much to be done.
Yeah, where do we go from here?
Yes, of course.
Oh, they're also sad. At least we know that Pampalimo and Ida are alive somewhere, at least. Does a little bow. I love it.
Thancred, wait!
Yeah, he's so pissed.
No, this is all wrong.
Oh, he's so sad. I hate it. Oh, that was a bit of a bittersweet conclusion. So there you have it. Lots of stuff I don't understand that happened in that cutscene. Obviously, as always, feel free to explain stuff to me in the comments below. I do appreciate it. Even if I don't reply to the comments like this month, I do read them and I do appreciate them for sure. I don't know, it's really sad because Minfilia was one of the first people to really take us in and obviously give us direction in the game. So it does feel really sad to have lost her. We see that sort of reaction from a lot of the different main characters, and obviously Alphino is always the first to beat himself up over something like that. So it's definitely going to weigh on us for quite some time. Obviously, we're not sure if she's like gone or what the deal is. Obviously, she's very mixed up with Hydaelyn, and the future of Hydaelyn is still very uncertain. So I don't know if it's the last time we'll see her. I don't know if she will, come back in different ways. But it's certainly a sad step that I kind of didn't expect, because we started, recovering so many of our other friends. I was like, oh, this is going so well. And yeah, we hit a bit of a snag there. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens, and I don't know, it was really well done. I feel like it was a good story step. It hit all the right emotions. I feel inspired to continue. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it, and I'm really excited to dive into the next part of the story. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.